So, hello everyone. Let me introduce myself first. My name is Komang Jaya Santika. My ID college student number is 211171039. So today in this video, I would like to tell you about complex grammar. The material is adverbial clause and adverbial phrase. So this is my identity. My name is Komang Jaya Santika. My ID college student number is 211171039, and I'm from A2 Denpasar class, third semester. Of course, English language education department. So the content is adverbial clause, adverbial phrase, and what the difference between adverbial clause and adverbial phrase. So the part one is what is adverbs? So adverb is a word that modifies or describes a verb. He sings loudly, an adjective very tall. Another adverb ended too quickly or even a whole sentence. Fortunately, I had brought an umbrella. So adverbs often end in ly, but some, such as fast, look exactly the same as their adjective counterparts. So the part two, adverbial clause. An adverbial clause is a group of words that plays the role of an adverb. Like all clauses, an adverbial clause contains a subject and a verb. So the type of adverbial clause, the first is adverbial clause of manner. Adverbial clause of manner, an adverbial clause of manners describe how the action described in the sentence main clause is taking place or previously took place. Here are a few examples. The example is she addressed the crowd as she had practiced in the mirror. They designed the new product the way investor problem solve around design flaws. So the type 2 is adverbial clause of place. Adverbial clause of place describe where the action in the sentence main clause takes place. See how they work in this example. My son told me another fight broke out where he eats lunch at school. They drove beyond where the city ends. And then the third type of adverbial clause is of condition. With an adverbial clause of condition, you can communicate the condition related to the verb. Adverb or adjective in the sentence main clause. The example demonstrates a few ways to use adverbial clause of condition. The example, we will be sitting in the conference room until they tell us to leave. Whether my husband likes it or not, we will be celebrating Thanksgiving at my parents' house. So the next type is adverbial clause of reason. Adverbial clause of reason tells us the reason for the action being taken in the sentence main clause. These clauses generally use subordinating conjunction like because, unless, and since. Here are a few examples of sentences that include adverbial clause of reason. So the example is, we adopted these two cats because they are a bonded pair. And then, he is amazing at billiard, and he spent his year working in the pool hall. The next type is adverbial clause of time. Adverbial clause of time communicate when the action in the sentence takes place. For example, is before she got home, she called and ordered a pizza. The ensemble dressed and marched out as the band played. And then the next type of adverbial clause is of purpose. Like adverbial clauses of reason, adverbial clauses of purpose frequently involve subordinating conjunction. There's two kinds of clauses can look similar, but they have one key difference. While adverbial clauses of reason give the reason why something happening, adverbial clauses of purpose explain the reason to take specific action. Here are a few examples. The first is we studied all night so we would pass the exam. So that they could easy to traffic flow. The event organizers split the group into three cohorts. And then next type of adverbial clause is of comparison. I'm sorry because the signal is bad. So the next is adverbial clause of comparison. Adverbial clauses of comparison are clauses that communicate how the subject of the depend clause compares to subject in the main clause. There are two types of adverbial clause of comparison. Adverbial clauses of comparison of degree and adverbial clauses comparison of manner. So the example is Felix is as good video games as he good at wake flirting. And then the next, we accepted the afternoon class to perform better on the test than the morning class did. And then the next is type of adverbial clauses of concession. In the adverbial clauses of concession, the writer acknowledges or admits a factor that modifies the main clause. Take a look at the adverbial clauses of concession. The example is despite how I had a good intention, the interaction went horrible wrong. The department had hired the first person they interviewed, so 20 people applied for the job. So the part 3 is adverbial praise. So what adverbial praise? An adverbial phrase is a group of words that function as an adverb. Adverbial phrases contrast with adverbial clauses and single-word adverbial. Unlike the adverbial clause, an adverbial phrase does not contain a subject, a verb. The type of adverbial phrase: when, adverbial phrase of time. An adverbial phrase of time states when something happens or how often. For example, I will do it in a minute. After the game, the king and the pawn go into the same box. Do not wait for the last judgment. It takes place every day. And the next type is where, the adverbial phrase of place. An adverbial phrase of place states where something happened. For example, I used to work in the fire hydrant factory. You could not park anywhere near the place. Opera is when a guy gets stabbed in the back and instead of the bleeding, he sings. Type of adverbial place. Why? Adverbial place of reason. An adverbial place of reason states why something is done. For example, he went to the Iceland to find gold. He plays up to impress his classmates. When tells ourselves stories in order to live. And the next is how. Adverbial place of manner. An adverbial place of manner states how something is done. For example, he will always talk with nationalistic tone. He sings in a low register. People who say they sleep like a baby usually don't have one. And next is the format of adverbial phrases. 1. Prepositional phrase. A prepositional phrase is headed by a preposition, ag, in, on, near, by, with. For example, he was standing in the corner. He's winning without trying. And then number 2 is infinitive phrase. An infinitive phrase is headed by an infinitive verb, ag, to play, to jump. For example, she went to Florence to paint. Fill in this form to join our club. And then the last is an adverb with an intensifier. An adverb with an intensifier, ag, very, extremely, really, is also an adverbial phrase. For example, he answered you very quickly. She danced extremely beautifully. Yeah, and then this is the last part is part 4. What the difference between an adverbial clause and an adverbial phrase? An adverbial clause is similar to, but not the same as. An adverbial phrase, both are group of words that play the adverb role, but with one key difference. The adverbial clause contains a subject and a verb, while an adverbial phrase does not. Here are a few examples of adverbial phrases. Andres eats his lunch with gusto. And then number 2 is we took logic that the next bus would come at 10:30. And here are similar examples for adverbial clauses. Audrey eats his lunch faster than everyone else eat. And number 2 is we took because the bus has been so predictable lately that the next one would come at 10:03. And yeah, that's all about material today about adverbial clause and adverbial phrase. If I say the wrong word or the wrong pronunciation when I give you information about adverb, so I would like to say sorry for that. And I close with Paramasanti. Om Santi, Santi, Santi Om. Thank you.